Wild times.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wild times. Here we go. We're in studio. What a day we're having. Look at Peter. Head to toe Wild Times merch. What a guy.
Water bottle too, baby.
And the water ball. I'm your host, Forrest Galante, the broologist. This is the world's greatest wildlife and comedy podcast. Don't care who you ask. Elon Musk says it's his favorite.
He said it's his favorite. He also said it's the only one he's ever seen where 3 adult men sit with their legs crossed for an hour.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
And one of them
wiggle
wears
their
short
feet.
shorts.
Look at this foot wiggle with all the
Sorry,
shit that you've given me, Pedro.
I'm more of a tapper.
Why is your
I'm
tongue
tapping.
blue?
I'm tapping.
Why is your tongue blue?
I had a candy.
Did you really?
What kind?
He ate a candy.
What do you mean, what kind? I
10 in
love
the
some
morning.
candy.
It's 10 a.m. candy time. That boy.
I love candy.
Was that
I
a
got
mushroom
little sweet
gummy?
Treat. Little sweet treat.
All right.
Oh, what a guy. All right, well, that's Peter. He's eating candy at 10 in the morning. He is PhD'd in podcasting. Not anymore, actually. Kyle pretty much does all that now.
Yes, true.
And
I'm his assistant.
And then the producer himself in the middle. How we doing, boys?
What's up? Dude, I'm really excited to be with you guys. These days are fun. Here's the thing. I was, the last 2 nights, I had night shoots.
Uh-huh.
So I filmed until like 3:30 in the morning. By the time I got home, it's like 4:15.
That's like old Patrick DeLuca.
I know.
Yeah.
And I love doing this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because it's fun. You're lighting big setups. You're making some creepy stuff.
Until the next day.
Dude, kids still get up at 7:30, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's back-to-back
lucky.
nights. So last night, like 4:30 in the morning, I'm like, fuck, you got to go record tomorrow. God damn it. I just want to sleep all day. And I was like, wait, I'm just going to go like have a couple drinks and bro out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And have
Why
fun.
wouldn't you?
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what, 2 nights in a row of less than 3 hours sleep, you still wake up feeling way better than a mild hangover.
Oh, definitely.
Even
Yes.
just a mild, I had 1 bottle of wine over 2 hours.
Completely agree.
It's still you feel so much better than just having a few drinks.
Well, you might be, Kyle, pull this up. I just read this. You might be a very special person. I mean, we all know you are.
Okay,
but
thank you.
special.
Kyle, take a look at this. I read this literally this morning. Scientists just discovered a new gene of a very rare amount of people, less than 1% or something, that actually thrive on I believe it's between 3 and 6 hours of sleep.
Interesting.
Whereas everybody else in the world, requires 7 to 8, but there's this
Right.
gene. Here you go. What's it say?
It's a mutation.
Kyle.
That's
A
okay.
mutation in the ADRB1 gene is identified in people who can thrive on significantly less sleep, around 6 or less. But the study, the headline that I read, I didn't read the study. The headline said that it's basically 3 hours is the number for these
Interesting.
people with this mutation.
And it says, they have no negative health. What the fuck am I saying?
Effects.
Effects, that's the word.
Consequences.
That's one of the problems.
Yeah.
See, yeah, it is. So, yeah.
I don't have the gene.
It's
This
funny.
is really interesting. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's funny that you mentioned that just because this weekend I drank 1 bottle of wine and then I woke up I wasn't even hungover, but I felt horrible. I mean, I was a little hungover, but the following day I wasn't able to sleep. I got maybe 4 hours of sleep and I felt like significantly better than I did the day before. The problem is if you don't have this gene, of course, as you go through the day, by the time like 6 p.m. rolls around, if you have anything that requires mental thought, you're just like, you can't, or physical anything. At like 6, you're dead. And then you can't sleep again for some weird reason, even though you're very tired.
Well, I think this is a good opportunity to announce something. What do you guys think? You know what I'm talking
Pat's
about?
reading.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, I was
Do
just going to
whatever
say.
you want.
Well, yeah, let's announce. I think you need Kyle to do it.
Yeah,
Do the
I'm not
thing.
getting out of my chair. I'm
All
too
right, so
lazy.
set up the backstory. I was just trying to figure out how this gene works.
Yeah.
Continue reading.
I don't think they really know. They just said that they analyzed over 100 short sleepers,
Right.
who are people who just function well on less than 6 hours sleep.
Yep.
And a lot of them had the same gene mutation. And I
Yep.
guess the theory is that all of the things that sleep does for us, like repairing damage and detoxifying and all that, their bodies just function at a faster level.
That's
So
pretty
it's like,
interesting.
imagine you have a pool filter that just runs at 80 RPMs. Theirs is running at like 150
GPHs, gallons per hour.
gallons of booze taken out per hour.
There's this.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you go.
No, I'm excited because I really want
well,
one.
Let's set it up because we all hung
yes.
out this weekend.
Yeah, so over the weekend, I had a barbecue. Peter and Pat came up, and we decided
Sure
to spend
did.
the afternoon out on the boat.
I prefer cummed. I cummed up.
Did I say that? Did I say something wrong?
Peter's tongue was blue.
Yeah.
Stop
From all the
talking about my
candy.
blue tongue, you ludicrous
10 a.m.
nightmare.
candy eater.
Well, you
Eye
said,
drop wearer.
so you said, do you want to go see the white sharks?
Right.
And Peter had never been out on the boat and seen the white sharks with us.
Mhm.
Right?
They put me in a white shark costume
I wish.
and told me I had to mate with one.
So we went out, we went on the boat, and my buddy Tyler had sent me these drinks. He'd sent me these Light Strike drinks. And look, it's no secret. We're all getting a little bit older. We're just sitting here griping about how bad booze makes us feel.
It's also no secret that they're our new sponsor.
Well, no, it's no secret at all. But this is what I'm building towards.
Yeah.
Now that we can't drink 6 beers a day like we used to when we started this pod 4 years ago, we've all got very excited after feeling pretty good after drinking a bunch of Light Strikes on the boat.
That's right, baby.
That's right.
So-
morning booze drinks for us.
Here we go. Little drum
And
roll.
it's 10 a.m. right now.
10 a.m. Kyle, bring him out.
Thank you.
Boom.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Hard
Peter-
refresher.
Yeah. Patrick, explain what a Light Strike is.
So it's about the same amount of alcohol as a beer.
Yep.
So 5% alcohol.
Oh, it's good.
It's Gatorade with vodka.
Real fun.
This is a problem because this tastes really good. You can't even.
So easy to drink.
I mean, disclaimer: like, don't drink in the morning like me. But
No, do.
listen,
We are currently.
Yeah, do it.
Can
And
you
it's
guys? I don't even taste really alcohol.
That's
in
the
this.
thing. I think this is made for rugby guys.
Well,
Because
no,
you're like,
they
it's like
know.
drinking a Gatorade. You're like, I'm going to hydrate and go play, but then you just get angrier because you've had booze.
Well, look, Tyler sent you the case
Mhm.
and was like, yo, hand these out to your rugby bros and check them out on, maybe you guys would be interested.
Yep.
The Wild Times
Yep.
guys. Because you're broy and we've created this product for frat guys.
Yeah, which we're just aged out frat guys.
Yeah,
let's
we've
be honest.
completely aged
This
out.
is
Yeah.
a game changer.
We're the old frat guy who has a room in the basement and everyone's like, why? Like, it's really weird. But
You guys know, like, you've come into the studio and I've been on like my second IPA and it'll be like 10 in the morning.
typically, yes.
Because, like, I'm not, maybe I'm a little bit of an alcoholic, but sometimes, like, when I want to come and have fun, it's like, and be here and be loose and, like, have some laughs and put on a good show for the people. You got it. Like, if you're tired, you have coffee, it wears off. Maybe you have a Magic Mind, it gives you another boost. But the Light Strike, this is like, this is healthy, I feel like, for me.
Yeah, so real quick, it's not.
It's
but-
healthier than what you normally
And
sludge
it's
down
also
your gullet.
not too sweet, which is like
Yeah.
what I find repulsive about anything that's not beer.
But here's the thing, and we'll move on from this. It's an all new sponsor to the pod. We're stoked. We really like them, as you can tell. 170 calories, only 7 grams of sugar in a bottle. Get your little buzz on, get hydrated. They taste delicious. It's fun. It's a new category.
Yeah,
it's an exercise drink with
It's a
booze.
new thing we're
I
doing.
mean, I feel
Yeah.
like you could bring it to the gym and not be judged. I'm
No.
going to use it in a sauna. What do
well,
you think?
no one would judge you because people don't know what it is yet, so they would just think it was a Gatorade.
Yeah,
It's
give it
true,
a few
but-
months. Yeah.
That's true.
So I texted Forrest yesterday, Peter, because I
Cummed.
I wanted to ask more, but I was busy. So I almost stepped on a snake.
Okay.
Right? And it took off, and I could tell it wasn't a rattlesnake.
Yep.
But I didn't know what it was. But the snake was the most elegant mover.
Yes.
It was fast. It went straight to this fence and just climbed the fence and like went up to a second tier of dirt.
And quick, right?
Seemingly all in one motion, too.
Yeah, it was so fast. It was like a little ballerina. So I texted you. I said, "What's a black snake with two?" I could have Googled this.
Oh,
That's
boy.
okay.
A black mamba.
No, I said, "What's
Yes.
a black snake with 2 yellow stripes?"
And it's a California racer. Kyle, look it up. Masticophus lateralis is the Latin name. Beautiful snake, one of the largest snakes we get in the state of California.
This had to be like a good 4-footer.
Yeah.
Very long,
There
very
you go.
skinny.
Striped
Oh, it's a
racer.
pretty snake.
There it is right there.
Very beautiful
That's the one
snake.
you saw,
I've
right?
seen one of these before, actually.
Yeah, so this time of year, they're the most abundant. So it's early summer like now. Once it gets too hot, they're pretty much underground. But this
Yeah.
time of year, they're out, they're moving around, they're hunting, and they are fast. These
Dude.
things move so quickly.
I couldn't believe how fucking fast this thing moved. So here's my question. Why did it let me almost step on it? I was probably like 2 to 3 feet from it.
It was probably baking in the sun, warming up,
Just
a little
chilling.
chilly. Yeah.
Cold-blooded, man.
There's somebody with a juvenile right there, but it was probably just starting to warm up.
Aggressive at all?
No, not at all. I
Chill?
mean, they'll bite you if you pick them up, but
Yeah.
I've caught dozens of them, and more often than not, they have like an initial burst freak out, which is, by the way, what they do. They freak out, they bolt, and then they just relax and you can handle them and chill out and stuff.
Because you
like
said,
that.
wait, it was lizards, I think that I learned on this podcast, where they can like bolt, but then they absolutely can't move because they cool down.
Gas out.
They can't breathe and run at the same time.
Oh, right. Yes.
So they compress their lungs when they're running
Yeah.
because of their morphology. So a lizard will run in a burst, then it has to stop and catch its breath and then run in a burst again.
But it has nothing to do with cold-blooded. It's just the lizard composition.
Well,
not
no,
snakes.
all reptiles will gas out pretty hard and then they have to recharge. So they get their energy from the sun primarily. So once that ATP is expended, once that energy is expended, they need to rest and they need to warm up again and recharge like a battery, and then they can explode again. It's why doing crocodile work is so incredibly dangerous, because you catch a big croc or a big alligator or whatever, and you wrestle it for, 2, 3, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it basically goes limp and you're like, fuck yeah, got him. And then you're like, you loosen your grip and you become complacent. You let your knees go or whatever, depending on how you're holding it.
Not
and then
me.
5, 6, 7 minutes go by.
Yeah.
And the things recharge. And it's like they hit like a certain fill point, like 60% and your phone power's on or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, kaboom, and they explode again. But naturally, I don't care who you are, you've become complacent as the animals relax. Like you've loosened your grip or you've calmed
Your
down and then they
adrenaline is
explode again. Yeah.
Settled down a little bit.
It's gnarly. And yeah, all reptiles do that.
Wow. So alligators and crocs do that?
Crocs are definitely worse, but yes, they both do.
Well, they're way more vicious too, right?
And they're just much, much stronger.
Yeah.
I've never, a 4-foot croc versus a 4-foot alligator, it's not even close.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the snake's named Racer because it races so fast.
Correct.
Dude,
Because of
those
its
things
speed.
are sweet. I might get one.
Yeah, they're
Just to
really
unleash it
cool.
in
My
my
buddy
yard.
kept one for a while. They're actually cool, and they're very because they're like a hunt down predator as opposed to a sit and wait predator, like a rattlesnake or whatever. Sit and wait predator, right? Sits coiled up, something hops in front of it, bam, lunges out and grabs it. These guys are like active predators, like they'll track down and run down their prey.
Makes sense.
Because that's their morphology. They're really cool to keep because you come and like knock on the glass or walk into the room and the snake comes out. It's like, hey, buddy, what you doing? It's like looking at you like this.
Yeah.
Kyle, you have a bunch of weird friends. And obviously, Forrest, you do too. Have you guys ever met someone who had a pet snake, but where they kept the snake just had free range of the house?
Like
I've not experienced that. No.
what about those big yellow boas? I feel like those are house pets.
I've known guys
Pythons,
who,
not
yeah,
boas.
I've known guys who'll take a big python or a big reticulated python or a boa or something and just let it cruise around the house. But it's amazing how even like a 14-foot, 200-pound snake can hide itself.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll curl up under your couch. You're like, where the hell did that giant thing just go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like that's just what they're good at.
I want to bring up something that might help some brosters out. A friend of mine hit me up. He might have hit you up too, Pat, but you have a cat and a dog, right? A big dog.
Yeah.
My friend is thinking about getting a husky, and he wants to know if that is doable with the cat he already has. And I was like, I think it depends on the animals, right?
Yeah, depends on the individuals.
Like they could be chill or they could not. It doesn't matter if it's a husky and a tabby or a husky and a Persian or a German Shepherd and a
Yeah, I
mouse.
mean, if you have an adult cat introducing a puppy,
Peter's halfway done with his light strike, by
It's
the way.
delicious.
Trying to point that out.
I think introducing a puppy when you have an adult cat that worked out fine for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also
Puppy.
like unintentionally when I picked out my dog, at the rescue, it was a part of a litter. And it was
Yes, we know
totally
you rescued the
beta,
dog.
the
No,
beta
I'm just
of the
kidding.
litter.
Yeah.
She was like a little bitch, even to her brothers and sisters. So like the cat was always going to dominate, I think.
Yeah.
But
Good
like
point.
I feel like huskies, I feel bad sometimes.
Yeah.
To have them inside.
Well, you just see so many of them in Southern California where it's so hot.
I have a friend who's got a husky that he got it when he was like 2. It's like almost 17 now and
Yeah.
still surviving. I'm like, don't they die at like 12?
I think we've talked about this before on the pod, maybe a long time ago, but people do this, and I'm not saying that this is what your friend's done, but they go, I want to get a husky. They look cool.
Yeah.
They
Great.
do look cool.
Do you have
A sled that it can pull.
right? Do you have a sled and live in the
And
Arctic?
snow. Yeah.
Because those are the requirements to have a husky.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
people should only get dogs and buy dogs. Now a rescue's different. That's a different situation. But if you're just going dog shopping, do not buy a dog based on what you think looks cool.
Mhm.
Like you have to get a dog that is suited to your life. Working dogs have to work. hunting dogs have to hunt. You go buy a husky and put it in an apartment. It's going to be neurotic. It's going to destroy your furniture. It's going to be miserable.
I think that's why my dog Charlie is such a piece of shit.
Well, he's not anything.
Well, no, he's supposed to like partially his terrier breed that's in him is supposed to like go and get small animals and like retrieve or dig up. Dude, I think for hunters,
he has every form of dog known to man in him.
He is very neurotic. He should be on medication regularly, like antidepressants or something.
Didn't he just bite you the other day?
Probably.
I mean, he just pissed all over the rug.
Oh, he pissed right in front of me.
Dude, this just made me think of the Iditarod. And a buddy of mine who's from Alaska was telling me about this event called Arctic Man. You know about this?
No, never heard of it.
Dude, so there's something called Arctic Man. I think they stopped it for a few years, but it's back. It's basically like a snow machine festival, but it's a massive party.
Oh, wow.
In Alaska.
Yeah.
Just fucking mayhem, dude. Like gambling, drugs, like fucking hard party.
Jesus.
Look up Arctic Man party.
But even some of the pictures I just saw, it's like a guy on a snowmobile.
Take out 2025, Kyle, because I don't think it's happened yet.
Come on, Kyle.
So you're Googling something that
Don't
doesn't
talk
exist.
to my boss that way.
My God, I'm so sick of him.
But apparently
It's okay,
it's just
Kyle, I
this
got your back.
fucking like someone's
Whoa, look at that picture with the what do they call that? The motorized paragliding thing?
Yeah, like people are parachuting in. You got people on fucking snow plows and all these weird. Dude, look at that night one. It's like a Burning Man vibe at night with snow machines in the Arctic.
Ring of fire.
That's insane.
Wait, they have the effigy like Burning Man.
Spark a Burning Man
Arctic
story
Man.
soundtrack. Wait, is that it? That's insane.
That's wild time.
Yeah, I want to do
Where
this.
is the? Yeah, I want to do this.
Gotta be in the
very
Arctic.
much so.
In the Arctic somewhere.
It's in Alaska. See where it is in Alaska, Kyle. Where is Arctic Man this year?
What? How did you hear about this? I feel like
So
you got to
he
be
knows
in the
everything.
know.
Pat knows about everything.
Yeah, I have a guy I'm working with who's from he born and raised in Anchorage.
Okay.
So he
Just
we were-
at a
Is that where this is? Is it in Anchorage?
Probably
no.
outside.
You want to know where it is?
I mean, yeah.
It's located around the 197,198 mile marker of the Richardson Highway.
Of course it is.
not a
That's-
mile
I,
mark.
I go there all the time.
It's like Burning Man. It's in the middle of the desert.
That's
for Burning Man,
awesome.
it's in the middle of the Alaska for this one.
What date is it? What month? Because I've been to Alaska in several months, and October through February is utterly miserable.
Oh shit!
It's got to be there.
Did we?
April.
We missed it for this year.
Let's go to next year.
So it was it was on April 10th
Done.
to 13th.
Exceptional people, extraordinary tradition.
It's a wonderful title clickbait. Speaking of clickbait, let's get into some news.
You're looking at a picture of my 15-year-old cat, Lemley,
Lems.
Geriatric.
my dear friend.
Mm-hmm.
Lemley's litter box, her pretty litter, which you know I love,
Obsessed.
turned blue.
Uh-oh. What's that mean?
I was like, what does that mean? So I looked it up, and it means high alkaline. It can be a urinary tract infection.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Brought her to the vet. Indeed, had a UTI. They said it's a
Wow.
good thing you brought her in, got her on an antibiotic, knocked it out. Would have never known if I was using the disgusting, stinking, house-ruining smelling litter that I used to
Clumpy.
use before I discovered.
So it literally, the thing we've been talking about for months, it literally like saved your cat.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know what could have happened, but she had a UTI and needed an antibiotic, and the litter told me. And I'm really glad that they're a sponsor of the pod. They're one of my favorite products I've ever discovered. My house doesn't smell. If you have a cat, I promise you'll love this.
Right now, save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy at prettylitter.com/wild. That's prettylitter.com/wild to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/wild. Pretty Litter cannot detect every feline health issue or prevent or diagnose diseases. A diagnosis can only come from a licensed veterinarian. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.
The weather got nice. It's officially summer's here,
Oh, yeah.
essentially. And Forrester's shirt makes me feel like you're on a vacation and I'm not, because I'm not wearing a fun shirt.
I hope you feel that way.
Yeah.
I wear it to upset other people because I feel like my life's a vacation.
Your life's better than mine.
Yeah, that's why I
Because
wear
of
the
the
shirt.
vibe your shirt's putting on.
That, and I've got a nice upper thigh tan currently.
Okay, why?
Was in the Bahamas, was wearing my lined swim trunks from Chubby's.
You were throwing
Yeah.
showing
5-inch inseam. Wish there were a 2-inch inseam.
I
Wish that
understand.
existed. And it's unbelievably comfortable, breezy, delightful. In fact, I don't even know where I'm in pants now.
Is that shirt Chubby's?
It is.
So, yeah, okay.
I'm that guy now. I'm that guy for the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be in short shorts, floral shirts all summer. Don't care if I have to work. Don't care if I have to go to a meeting. I'm doing it.
You should work out those legs a little bit, though.
Nah, that's why I'm in jeans.
Look
I
at these.
didn't want to be made fun of. Are you in short shorts over there?
What do you think? These are 5.5 inches.
Chubbies?
Man, look at these legs.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Your
Look-
legs are your best asset.
Thank
Show 'em
you.
off.
Here's how I feel. Whether you're getting dressed for your workday, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies has you covered. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our viewers 20% off your order with our code WILDTIMES at chubbyshorts.com. That's code WILDTIMES at chubbyshorts.com. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out like I am with this shirt with Chubbies.
With these legs. So you guys know how when I came in this morning, you were making fun of me and I couldn't hear what you said?
Indeed.
So it didn't affect my feelings?
Indeed.
That's right. It's because I had my noise-canceling Raycon earbuds in.
Oh, there you go.
These things are amazing. I love that I can put them in and turn on the ANC mode and not have to hear you guys. And they last for like 32 hours. So I don't ever have to listen to you guys ever make fun of me again.
And even when they do die, you can charge them for 10 minutes and you end up with 90 minutes of power. So what I do, if you're like me and never charge anything, throw them on charge for 10 minutes, full run, no problems.
Yeah, you charge them while you poop.
Yeah.
And then you can go on a run.
legit, some of the best earbuds that I have used, and I've used many since my kids are born. Highly recommend the
Give them a
Raycon.
try for yourself. You can order them in a ton of different colors. Obviously, it helps us if you buy them. They support the pod. They're a sponsor. And look, it's risk-free. If you don't like them, they offer a 30-day happiness guaranteed return policy. No questions asked. You might hate them. Just send them right back.
They're also very affordable to begin with. So
Go to buyraycon.com/wildtimes to get 20% off site-wide. Right now, Raycon is offering up to 20% off site-wide when you go to buyraycon.com/wildtimes. buyraycon.com/wildtimes.
site-wide.
So NBA playoffs are coming up.
Yep.
You always host parties and things. We always get together.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, I always feel like a bit of a dork because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Not this year, boys. Not this year. I got the HOF app,
Yes,
Hall
you
of
did.
Fame. It is so good. It gives me all the analytics. I don't know anything about basketball. I'm not going to pretend to, but I don't have to. It gives me real access to advanced stats, historical data, powerful tools, things that are actually going to help me make bets where I'm not just going to lose $20 every time I visit your house anymore.
It's funny because Peter and I have gotten pretty into when we watch the games. We like to have some action.
Yeah.
And Forrest has been opting out, and now he's very competitive with us.
Well,
He
I've
wants
started
to-
not going because I'm just like, oh, I'm going to Pat's to lose $40. I'll see you later. Yeah.
Well, no. So the HOF app is an analytics engine essentially that's incredibly easy to use. You don't need to really even understand math.
Yeah.
But it helps
Clearly.
you set up parlays, like if you want to get in on NBA playoffs, prop bets, and with a single click, you can send your bets to the most popular sports books.
For a limited time only, our listeners not only get a 7-day free trial, but they also get 50% off their first month when they use the code WILD at checkout. Just download the HOF app on iOS or Android, enter code WILD, and you're all set.
It's funny how you are getting competitive about sports. You know,
I won $80 and I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Kyle,
We got a lot of good news.
Yeah.
Sir, news from the underground.
Okay, thank
Bum,
you.
bum. All right. What is in the news? I saw something that came across
Big
my
news?
big news.
Would you say colossal news?
Maybe you should have set this one up.
No.
Came across my leather-bound desk.
Oh, you wrapped it in leather?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was plywood before.
Vegan leather.
Yeah. A century after its discovery, scientists captured first confirmed footage of a colossal squid in the deep.
I thought this was AI when I saw it.
I did too.
couldn't
I'm not
believe
gonna
it.
lie. I had people like pinging it to me on Instagram. I was like, this is fake. This is stupid.
Dude, there's a subreddit called The Depths Below. So this is like every top post on there.
Okay.
I mean, dude, a colossal squid, which they've only seen them washed up along the beach before. So this is the first living one. Do we know what depth this was seen
I'm
at,
sure it
by
says it in
chance?
the article. What I'm more curious about is the size of it
2,000 feet.
because, they grow up to 23 feet long. They grow up to over 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And this one looks about 2 inches. So
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
it's really frustrating.
There's no scale in the video. It's just the blackness of
Can they throw-
2,000 feet deep ocean.
Can
But
they
it's
throw a
definitely
tag on
not
this
big
bad
because
boy?
you're seeing like these isopods and things, these little, I don't know.
It's like so it must be a juvenile or a baby.
It's
even.
definitely a juvenile. Kyle, go to it's 12 inches. Kyle's highlighted it 8 times to try and point it out to us.
So
Yeah.
12-inch juvenile colossal squid.
let me just ask you this. Is it a colossal squid then?
No, it's a miniature squid.
Not yet.
They're just like, at some point, this will grow into something that we've still never seen.
Correct. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it probably is. Well, how are they saying that it's conclusively a colossal squid?
Maybe they wouldn't have touched it.
It
What'd
says
they do?
the squid's identity was confirmed later by reviewing high-definition footage showing its distinctive mid-arm hooks.
Okay. So that's something that only the colossal squid has.
As far as we know.
So you send, what did they do? Was this like a submersible?
Yeah. Schmidt Ocean Institute does all these deep-sea ROVs.
Incredible footage.
So they send this ROV down. They're like, maybe today's the day we get the first colossal squid alive.
mhm.
They grow up to 23 feet long.
Right.
You're looking for something 23 feet long.
Right.
And then you find something the size of a thumbnail.
Yeah, then this little rat swims in front of you.
Yeah.
12 inches is a
Here's
big
what
thumbnail.
happens, though, because
Yeah,
the deep sea is a desert, right? There's like
Yeah.
mostly nothing.
Right.
So you
Except
put,
for aliens.
you put that down
Bases.
there and nothing happens for 14 days. And then all of a sudden you get that and you're like, we got it. That's good enough. We're good.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it is like, what's that glowing with inside of it? It has glowing parts, I guess. Its eyes glow or something. Is that is that on the adults too?
I wonder if that's the light that they're using, like just reflecting
It's got to
off
be.
of it.
It's got to be. Yeah. I don't think that they emit light like
But
other deep sea
go back to
creatures.
the video. I mean, it looks like it's made out of glass,
Yeah.
right? Like the whole
It looks
the
like a
body
little
part.
machine.
It's saying that they now believe it's part of the glass squid family, which is a family of squid that light up like this.
Oh,
okay.
so that is
Wow.
emitting light. Interesting.
Wow. So they must have just discovered that then, Kyle. Is that
yeah,
what it's
yeah.
alluded
So
to?
they originally thought it was, the natural reddish pink form that we see when it's, dead at the surface, but when it's in its form, kind of like the blobfish, it
Yeah.
looks different when at depth
My spirit
than
animal.
it does.
So disappointing how the blobfish looks at depth.
I know.
It's an
It's just a
ordinary
normal fish.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but nobody would know what it is until, I mean, it's named after what it looks like when it's dead.
Well, because it's never not come to the surface, right?
Imagine if they just
for people to
named
study it.
named humans after what they look like when they're dead.
God, look at that thing.
We'd just be like skeletons.
No, they would just call you like bloaty.
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 Bloat, blob.
I mean, here's my advice to the colossal squid. Like, look at a giraffe that's born.
Yeah.
Right? Giraffe's a big animal.
Yeah.
Is it? Have you seen a newborn giraffe?
Relatively newborn, like within a few weeks.
They're a few feet tall. They're like 5 feet tall.
Already
Yeah, oh yeah,
big.
they're still
Yeah.
big. Oh yeah.
Maybe give birth to something larger.
Yeah.
It
smart.
makes you think
Like
though,
that thing's gonna get eaten.
Well, it's laying eggs.
For sure.
They're laying eggs, right? It's not live bearing.
It
So
must-
eggs
I know,
are
but
probably like
start.
this big.
Sure.
And then out comes this guy.
Mm.
They've got to have a crazy growth rate because if it's going from this big to 23 feet long, they've
Yeah.
got to grow like feet every few weeks.
I would just start doing live birth
yeah, smart.
to
Yeah, you
much
should-
larger squid.
Yeah.
just
yeah.
pivot.
Yeah.
You should really get into like experimental sciences so that you can go out and like accomplish this.
I know we talked about this on a public pod not that long ago, and obviously the devices were listening because I got home that night and went on like Instagram or Facebook or something, and I was getting ads for an at-home CRISPR kit.
Really?
Really?
I swear to God. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Did
I've
you get
never
one?
Googled that. I've never been like, oh, like, can I, where do I find
Can
this
I
item?
ask you, what was the headline? Was it like create
Dude, it was-
giant sea monkeys?
It was pretty bad. It was like clearly a guy in a trailer park too that was selling it. And it was like one of these things, like edit bacteria with CRISPR. And it was like this pick it up yourself. How much is that, Kyle? $129.
yeah.
But that one's for editing bacteria. This one was advertising like something about human cells. I don't know. It was
Yikes.
weird.
Well, the $129 version says that you can CRISPR an elephant. The $59 version is for bacteria.
There you go. There you go.
Bacteria only. I literally was just talking about CRISPR yesterday because where I was filming, it was like this huge kind of like compound
Okay.
about an hour outside of LA
Okay.
and like very deserty.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was like probably like 10 structures. So they have like a couple filming locations that are just sets. And then there's all these buildings, So I'm like walking around. There's like a building where there's just like 10 dudes just printing T-shirts, like thousands of T-shirts.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then there's another building where they're processing honey because I'd seen all these beehives all around, bee boxes,
Mhm, mhm.
And then there's this one big building and there's like signs everywhere. It was like, do not enter. It's
Okay.
like the secret building.
Okay.
So we were all speculating like what's going on in the secret building.
Of course.
How close could you get to the secret building? Like, could you walk up to the door?
You could walk up to the door, but it looked like it had like almost like metal doors.
Interesting.
Like it was very like we were all wondering for the last 2 days, like what are they do? Like, are they creating stuff with CRISPR in there?
They must be.
Are
That's
they
the only
just
logical
processing
thing.
fentanyl?
Either way, yeah.
What's your logical guess? If you had to guess and if you were right.
Well, military's out because you wouldn't be able to get within like
Oh no, it
a
wasn't,
mile of it.
wasn't military.
Where was this? Downtown LA?
No, it was north of Pasadena, like 30 minutes north, like up into the foothills.
It's
How big was the structure?
4,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
I think it's a cookhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're
Making some
trucking in
Neath.
some
CIA
crystals and then they're cooking it and distributing it.
Somebody with good funding.
All right. If I just was like, yo, I randomly got some meth, crystal meth, and I
Yeah.
held it out and it looked like crystal meth, and you Googled crystal meth, and
Yeah.
this is what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to pay you guys to smoke it right now for your presumably first time.
Of course.
Yeah, first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
How
not some-
much would you have to be paid to just take a big fat fucking hit of
Holy
crystal meth?
shit.
Right
Wow.
now, your car's here. You're an hour from home.
God.
I want you to smoke meth live on the air.
Oh my god.
You go first, Forrest.
Real
you have an
real
image
answer.
to
Like
that.
I'm
you
very
would do it.
scared. I'm very scared of hard drugs, to be clear.
Well,
I
yeah,
would do it.
especially
It would
meth.
also destroy my entire public figure career, so it would have to be like a retirable
No,
amount.
okay, forget it. We're
50
off the air.
million.
Okay, we're off the air. All right.
We're off
I'm
the air.
still pretty nervous. I'm going to say, man, I'll take one hit, think I could control myself after that and not be addicted for life at $1.5 million.
It's good. That's a good amount.
That's a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
you're like, you're thinking that's way over the top.
It was going to be a lot, but not that much.
I'm scared, dude. I might die.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'd be very scared.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
I think the biggest problem, excuse me, for me would
Did you just do math?
Yeah.
would be that it keeps you up for several days at a time.
You think one hit would?
I think so.
Does it? It keeps you awake for several days?
I mean, you're completely like amphetamine naive. So you've never had an amphetamine. I think one hit would probably keep you up for at least 2 days.
Would it make you
All right,
think
well, the
you were
price
having a
just
heart
went down.
attack?
Probably. I mean, based on like
That would scare me. I
doing a
don't like
line
that
of
part.
coke in the past. Yeah, like
so what's your price?
Oh God, it's high, dude. It's an insurmountable. It would probably be at least $1 million, I would say.
Wow. What about you?
I was gonna say 1 million. Yeah.
Wow,
For
we are
one hit?
pussies, by the way.
Dude,
we are
I
such
think I'm
pussies.
the biggest pussy as far as being scared of substances.
And what would you do it for?
I think for one hit, I think I would do it for like $250K.
Would you? It's a lot of money.
All right,
so.
Kyle.
You run the risk of becoming a meth head.
No.
There's lots of risks.
No fucking way.
Well, that's what I'm scared
That's
of.
what all heroin
That's what
addicts
I'm
say.
scared of.
Well,
And
heroin's
then you have
different than meth.
$250,000 to buy more meth with.
That's true. That's
Kyle,
true.
I
go out and
found
get some
meth.
meth.
Have I
We
ever
gotta
told
test
this
this.
story?
No.
Oh, I had meth. I held it in my hand.
What happened?
Why
What's the
didn't you just
story?
eat it?
I thought about it. We all thought about it. We were on
It's like
that.
taking Adderall.
You know that annual mushroom hunting trip that we do in Northern California every year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were on that trip and we were on our way to the area where the rental house is in Sea Ranch, and we pulled off this random like side road because Jess actually spotted some oyster mushrooms growing on a tree. And we're like, oh, perfect. We'll grab some of these on the way up. We'll cook them for dinner. And we pulled out at a random like pull out and got out, and literally I parked and then my buddy Ricardo parked behind me, and he got out and stepped and crunch. And he looked down, there was a meth pipe that he had stood on. And then we were like, oh shit, look at that. Like he broke, but we didn't know it was a meth pipe. We just thought it was a pot pipe or whatever, but he crunched it. And then we were looking at it, and literally like 3 feet away was a little white Ziploc baggie with a bunch of crystals in it, or a
Weird.
clear Ziploc baggie. And we're
Yeah.
like, that's the meth.
Was it definitely meth and not like crack?
I don't know the difference.
Okay.
It was clear crystals. It looked like sugar crystals.
Let's find out. I am curious.
Well, I think that's meth just from watching Breaking Bad. Like crack is much more of like a powdered
It's milky?
rock. Like
That
a,
it looked like it. It looked like the ones on the far right. It looked clear. Looked
Yeah.
like
There you go.
sugar crystals.
Oh, yeah.
That's meth.
So crack looks like a delicious little crumble of cheddar.
Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Yeah.
feta, maybe a little feta.
I might sprinkle that on my pasta.
Meth
Oh
looks
my
more
God.
diamondy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's meth mouth.
Meth mouth.
Oh, I forgot
God.
about that.
Oh boy.
What
That's
causes
tough.
that?
How many hits do you need for your mouth? to look like that?
Facesofmeth.com, dude. It's you guys know about that site, right? It's been around for
God.
decades now. It's a very popular site where they show. Can you go to it for Kyle? Facesofmeth.com.
What causes Mountain Dew mouth?
Well, you should know that.
You're in big trouble,
You've been
guy.
drinking Mountain Dew since you've been a tot.
I love Diet Mountain Dew.
I'm scared.
Yeah, don't
Do it,
might
do
be
it, do it, do
far
it,
from
do it, do
somebody.
it.
I might stop. I didn't know there was something called Mountain Dew mouth. What is it?
It also.
I've never even had a cavity. Am I going to suddenly wake up and have?
Well, hey, instead of getting a vasectomy, you could drink Mountain Dew too because it lowers your sperm count.
Though that ship has sailed.
It's an old wives' tale. It's an old husband's
Dude,
tale.
there's a comedian. They're not supposed to repeat their bits, but
Nah,
I
you
think his
gotta do
name's
it.
Ryan O'Flanagan.
Okay.
He's very funny. I've never met him. I just watched his stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he has a great Mountain Dew bit where he talks about how, the rumor about how it lowers your sperm count and you can use it as birth control.
Mhm.
And he's like, of course it does. He's like, because it's so good. Everyone's just coming all the time.
Oh my god!
I think that's a good joke.
Wild times, man.
Okay, speaking of wild times, this happens a lot. Some crackpot loon sends me something and goes, "Is this an extinct X?" Right?
You're the extinct X
99%
guy.
of the time, I look at it. It's not. I respond. I don't respond. Whatever. Sometimes the description is illiterate, or sometimes it's complete shenanigans. I don't even bother looking. However, this may not be that situation. Kyle, set it up. What do we get sent here, and what are we digging into? I haven't seen this yet, by the way.
All right,
Good.
so we got an email from a guy named Paul, late last year, late 2024.
Okay.
That
He
was
said-
last year. Thanks,
Yep,
Kyle.
exactly. He was playing at a playground with his son outside Melbourne. He was just traveling for a few days when he saw something that it was kind of dusk-ish time. Sun was just set, and he saw something kind of scurrying around the playground. Took a video and sent it our way. He's curious
Okay.
what it might be.
I'm
Right.
sorry. Did you say the location? Where was the location?
Outside Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne.
That's in
Australia.
Australia.
I wasn't paying
It's like
attention.
southern.
My wife texted me,
Southern.
"Love you," so I had to text back.
Oh, so that's very nice. Southern Australia.
Yep.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Very populated area, but around there's swaths of nature.
Now, let's break something down for a second here. There are a handful of thylacine sightings that come out of mainland Australia. We've talked about that many times. And typically they're in Victoria and South Australia. In fact, look up where that cave was where they found the totally complete thylacine skeleton quickly. I think it wasn't far from Melbourne.
Okay.
So I'm not giving this any validity at this point, obviously. I'm just saying, yeah, where's that? Nullarbor Plain. Oh, Western Australia. Never mind. But the highest concentration of sightings of thylacine from Australian mainland definitely come from the Melbourne area. So this guy sent in these clips. I haven't seen them yet. Kyle followed up and said, I think I might have seen something that looks thylacine-y. He was very nice, very passive. This guy's not a loon. That's why we're looking at these. So this will be the first time myself or anybody, I think, has seen these publicly because he took these photos, right?
Correct. Video.
All right. Video.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
wow, it's a
He
video.
just
says
a-
note. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, I was going
People
to
like
say,
you
yeah.
more.
He said, just really quick, a bit of context. He first noticed the animal when there were some birds getting very squeaky in a tree. He saw the animal
Squeaky
jump
birds.
down from one of the branches. It was definitely trying to catch some of the birds. He said, no, it did have brown stripes like a thylacine does, but I'm surprised there's no clear depiction in the video of that. But I could definitely see them from a distance.
So you do get a little behavioral clue here too for us.
Yeah, would a thylacine jump down from a tree?
I would say no, but we don't know that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I
Sure.
mean, the obvious thing, and we'll just do this straight out the gate here. The obvious thing is a fox, right? That's what everybody sees as a thylacine, that thermal image. I think we broke that down. It was clearly a fox. But what does he say? In fact, didn't he discredit it being a fox himself? I tried looking up online what it was. Only thing similar I could find was a thylacine, perhaps young one at best. Blah, blah, blah. I asked the zookeeper and he said it was a fox, but I still have my doubts because the tail was so slim. So most people that mistake thylacines see a fox, a mangy fox, whatever, an injured fox, and they go, it's a thylacine. Foxes also don't really climb trees.
Okay.
So whatever this is pretty unique.
Okay.
You know, they can, just like a thylacine could, climb up a few tree branches, but that's different from being like an arboreal animal. So let's take a look.
Let's
All right,
see
here we
this.
go. We have two videos. Here's the first one.
This is the brightened version.
Wow, it's pretty good.
That's a good video.
Yeah.
So he was saying, could it be a juvenile thylacine?
I mean, it's really good, isn't it?
It's very clear. I mean, it's a little
Well,
blurry.
it was
but-
until he backed out. Yeah.
Tap that camera button there. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
Why such a short video? It's clearly
We got
still
another one,
standing.
another second
See the
video
other
here.
one? See the other one?
All right, let's see here. What's that?
So it's like a residential area. There's a paved road and a
Yeah,
driveway right
Very
there.
residential. And there it has that stiff tail. Wow,
Sure.
it's really good.
It has the fat tail at the butt, and then
Holy
it thins
shit.
out.
Holy shit, it's really compelling.
It does not look like a fox to me, but what do I know?
Well, it doesn't have the gait of a fox,
No.
any fox that I've seen.
Well, it doesn't have the gait of a thylacine. It's not hoppy. Go back to that one.
That's
I like
right.
that one more than the brightened one or whatever. It's a really compelling video.
This is
I mean,
oh yeah, this is that one.
so look, so it's hanging out behind the bushes. If you're just listening, this is worth tuning in to take a look. And it is a little hoppy there, isn't it?
it did
Yeah,
do a little
that's-
hop there.
And it
That's-
does look like it's got stripes in that
I
part
mean,
of the
it's
video.
look, it's walking right across a park bench.
But right there, like, okay, freeze right there, Kyle. Now pull up a profile of a thylacine. See how long those forelegs are and sort of
Yeah.
how long the back legs are?
Yeah.
It doesn't have that thylacine. Like, look how stocky the thylacine legs are.
They're
Mhm.
shorter and
Do you see what I mean?
stumpy.
And then the sort of the length of the body, it's not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No, I can see why he wants you to look at this.
so pull up the photo that's bottom right there, the illustration. Sorry, one up from that. That one. Now go back to his thing. Now zoom in if you can. I don't know if that's a thing.
He has no idea. This will
Yeah.
take. This will take.
Control
He
plus.
just threw
So
his
there you go.
arms
So
in
take
the
a
air.
screenshot. Control. Yeah. Take a screenshot. Control.
I just want to go
Shift 4.
side by side here if we can. What
Look
a
at him.
disaster this
Look
is.
at him. His
Um,
cursor is moving like he's on meth.
I think his computer just restarted.
But look, I'll say this. I'll say what was the guy's name who sent in? Josh?
Yeah.
Paul?
He can't look.
Paul.
So here's what happened. He screenshotted it and then he went into his photos and then there were personal photos and he got really nervous that we were going to see whatever is.
Yeah,
I just saw him
nudes in there
spreading
for sure.
eagle with
Yeah.
no underwear on.
We can go through them.
Oh God, that's a great segment.
There's
We'll do it on the
photos in
bonus.
there of him doing the what's it called? The bat wing? Where you pull your testicle skin apart.
Oh
between
my,
your
I've
legs.
never heard of that.
I
But
didn't know it needed a name.
What?
We all
definitely
do
knew
it.
it.
But do you
Name.
want to get together? What do you want to do?
Batwing.
Batwing.
Anyway, for Paul, I will say this. I mean, zoom in, work on that if it doesn't explode your computer.
I can come over there. Kyle.
I think to me it's a mangy fox, and these do happen. But of all the mangy fox videos and sightings filmed on a potato I've ever seen, this is by far one of the best and most compelling. And I'll say this to Paul's credit here: had I been in that situation, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have filmed it. I would be like, "Holy shit, this looks unique."
Yeah.
Look at the structure of it. Look at how it's shaped. Everything else. But I think when you compare the two, if we ever are capable of pulling these up side by side, which we'll probably just end up doing in the edit, you can see the slight differences that where the ears are on the head, the thickness, the stockiness, the length of the body.
Where
like-
are the ears on the thylacine?
On its
Go
head.
back to the. Well, I know it's on its head.
well, if you look at the fox,
Oh, the ears
The
are
ears
much
are different.
shorter too.
Well,
like
go
circular.
top. Go second. Go to the actual photo.
Oh yeah,
of
those
Benjamin.
are pointy. Yeah,
The photo, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're a bit nubbier.
but take a look at the one on the right there, Kyle. All the way to the right. That one has pointed ears.
that's more the angle. Look at it from the side profile and then zoom in. Like I see fox ears,
I
and maybe
must. We requested the screenshot 4 minutes ago.
Stop
cannot
giving my
do
boss a hard time.
you cannot do it.
No, I'm not even giving him a hard
Do
time.
you
I
think
think
he
it's-
knows how to sort by modified date?
there's definitely someone who's
it in
driving to
list
work
mode.
and already stressed out, and this is causing him insane anxiety. If that's you and you're listening, please DM me. Well, because I really want the screenshot to zoom in for a reason. So Peter's eating nuts.
Into the microphone.
Is that
he
to
just
get
moved
Is
it.
it to get rid of blue tongue?
If you don't shut the fuck up about my blue tongue, I'm gonna give you a black eye.
Jesus, are you threatening me with violence?
Yeah, I am. I'm tired of this shit.
So wait, let me propose something now that Kyle. So what? For everyone who's listening, there was an edit.
Yeah, it's about a 40-minute stop down.
We took. Peter even went over there to help him and said it was not Kyle's fault.
and started eating cashews.
All right, so we've blown up. If you're just listening, we've blown up this lovely profile silhouette of this animal. Still going fox?
Still going fox. Mangy fox.
Could I propose? This is a really strange looking domestic dog.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that.
Like, could that be some weird fucking mix of like the Spud McKenzie dog and a something wiry like a Doberman? I mean, could that just be a Doberman?
I'm terrified to see what happens when I ask this, but Kyle, are you capable of throwing the screenshot that took you 7 hours to source into a Google image search?
My goodness.
Well, because I'm curious what the internet thinks when you take that profile.
You
Oh,
can't-
no, he's
you can't
screenshotting it
screenshot
again.
We already know that doesn't work, Kyle.
That doesn't look. That profile is not terribly different than my next door neighbor's Doberman Pinscher.
No, I agree. It's you know what it looks like? Those min pins, the miniature
Yeah.
pincher.
I will
Yeah.
say this too: the way that because it's kind of blurry, and when it's zoomed in like that, I almost feel like like we think the legs are skinnier than they are. But you see that curve in the bottom back leg there?
Sure.
Is that
It's very dog. It's very domestic doggy to me. The way the leg shape is in the
I
back.
feel like it might have hops. Could
It
be a
might have
kangaroo.
hops. It's
Oh wow!
Oh, look, here we go.
Wow, good idea. Wow,
A
that's what I was
pharaoh hound.
picturing.
There it is.
Wow, that is a pharaoh hound.
But the ears are wrong. They're too
Oh.
big there. Look, right?
So Kyle took this grainy video,
yeah, they're pretty big.
put it into reverse image search.
Yep, that.
And the first thing that came up is a pharaoh hound. What's the next thing that
I
came
like
up?
the look of that. A bison hound for it too.
Those ears are massive. On
Wow, what is this dog? I want one. That thing's
this. Podenso
beautiful.
Canario.
Podenso Canario. I love the look of that
Kyle,
dog.
try this site, tinyeye.com. It's a little better than Google reverse image search.
What is
Actually,
this?
Tinyeye, tinyeye.
Ooh, I just learned something. I'm using reverse search a lot.
you've been using it a lot?
Yeah, it's great.
Dude,
Pop it
it's-
in there and see what comes
Yeah,
up.
it's really good. You know what I've
There,
been using
perfect,
it for?
Way better.
This
Zero
is real.
matches.
This
I
is-
know what it is.
Go ahead.
You see like a hot chick in an ad on Instagram and you try to find out who she is.
Very, very close.
I did that.
Nice. I'm glad that you
Didn't
admitted
it
that.
sound
Yeah.
That's normal.
That was good comedy, by the way, the way you set that up. Very close. I've been doing exactly that with a hot chick on Instagram, but when I want to know where she is. Because she's in this like beautiful tropical setting or
That's why I did
jungle
it
or
too.
whatever. Yeah, that's why you did it. Yeah. And I'm like, I throw it in there and I ask it, where is this? And it figures out the
shit.
location. Yeah.
So, any thoughts on this? Final thoughts on this?
You're going to Bees and Hound or something like that.
I think it's some sort of domestic dog.
It is very
Doberman
chilled
Pinscher.
out, right? It's like in a public area, in a park.
Now that I'm looking at how it moves too, I do think domestic dog here.
Give us the first video one more time and then do a screenshot. No, I'm kidding.
So let me ask you this. Here, pause it.
Those ears are pretty big.
Erase from your brain. God, it looks like a fox there, doesn't it?
A lot.
But erase from your brain the context of Australia or Thylacine.
Okay.
Now pull up the second video. Not this one. So just, you don't know where this is. This might have been in my backyard.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Like a jackal. If
Okay.
I don't know what a fox or Australia is, I'm thinking this is like a jackal in like suburban South Africa.
All right.
Because it's canid looking. It looks like a canid, right? It looks like a small
Yeah.
dog.
So final answer for you,
A fox, mangy fox.
Peter?
Doberman Pinscher.
He's forgotten what we're talking about.
No, I haven't.
That's a fun video though. If you're only listening and you're interested in the Tasmanian tiger,
can we
watch this.
post these as shorts? We can, right? Like this, like the videos
Mhm.
for people to weigh in. Yeah. So go ahead, comment. We're gonna post here in the video, but we'll also post as shorts. Comment what you think it is. I'm going mangy fox. We have domesticated mongrel dog. It's very cool though, and I like when people send these things in because it's great to look at.
A year later.
How about this? For people who don't subscribe, do we have this technology?
I don't
Comment
know
what you think it is, and we'll pick one random comment. We'll just scroll and put our finger on it
And declare
and,
it that.
and do a free month.
Oh, there you go.
Sure, Kyle. Write
Yes,
it down.
That's possible.
We have the technology.
Do we have the technology?
We
Go-
do.
One of my buddies texted me because he knows he does this podcast, and he lives in Florida, and him and his friends are constantly talking about animal fights.
Cool. Love it.
So he texted me yesterday.
Is this gorilla versus 100 men?
No,
Oh.
I can't believe how viral that went.
So viral.
Every sports podcast talked about it.
Every
last week.
person in the world is talking about it. It's bizarre.
Yeah, we haven't done it. Maybe we'll save it.
Okay.
He wants to know, him and his friends on their text thread, who are all like Florida bros and very fun to hang out with,
Uh-huh.
and varying levels of intelligence.
Yeah.
They want to
Relatively
know, and they were arguing over it and are split.
Uh-huh.
Mountain gorilla versus a standard black bear.
It's a much better argument than the one that I always get, which is gorilla versus grizzly bear,
Sure.
where the grizzly bear wins 100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So black bear versus gorilla. And decent sized one. It's not
look,
like
a large black bear, a 600-pound black bear versus a 350-pound gorilla, which is what a large gorilla weighs. That's a good fight.
Yeah.
That is a good fight. Much more fair than the grizzly versus gorilla. fight.
Where's your head at with this one?
Oh, gorilla for sure, man. It's just first of all, like I don't think they'll fight to the death. So
They both will.
If it gets bitten or something,
wow,
unless
that's a big black bear.
unless the black bear gets it like in the neck right away or something. And also I feel like gorillas probably have thick skin and fur to get through. Like it's not going to be a one strike and done. And if the black bear gets close to the gorilla dude, just grabs those limbs and just rips them off. I mean,
yes, but you forget that the hands of bears are literally knives.
Right.
Like they're just slashing at the gorilla, and the gorilla does not have a defense against that.
I'm just saying though, it would have to be a good shot. Like you'd have to slash him right in the eyes, and the gorilla's gonna be defending against this.
So how do gorillas fight? They fight with fists and pounding.
Yeah, punching
and they
pounding.
bite too,
yeah,
right?
They like hammer fist. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. They're like hammer fist. They punch.
Big fangs too.
Yeah, they bite. I mean, they're gnarly. And then if it's like a fight to the death, they will absolutely like try and pull limb from body.
I would say the black bear is probably the more athletic animal, right? I mean, just as far as quick burst and ferocity.
Probably, but I think strength-wise, the gorilla is actually stronger, even though the black bear outweighs it significantly.
So essentially what you're proposing here is it's not that different than me with 2 knives or 10 knives fighting against a stronger, like it's me versus Retep, but I have 10 knives.
Pretty
no,
much.
because the bear is bigger.
But the bear's bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I'm going to go bear.
Okay.
I am. I'm going to go bear. I think a large 600-pound male black bear at full capacity, which probably has more endurance than a gorilla, and that's important to consider too.
Absolutely.
Because gorillas, as heavy in the way they're built, they're like sprint athletes. They like burst of energy and then they gas out very quickly, and then burst of energy and gas out very quickly.
That's a good point.
Whereas bears are relatively similar, but they're pursuit hunters. You know, a bear will run down and kill an elk or a moose or something like that. I'm
Sure.
talking about black bear or brown bears more,
Yeah.
but still, I think the bear would take it. I think a 600-pound bull black bear would take down a full-grown adult silverback gorilla.
Where's your head, Kyle?
Probably bear, just for like the girth of a bear.
It's a much harder question than I thought.
It is.
Because we're immediately, when I like glanced at the text while I was on set, I was like, yeah, gorilla. But yeah, you forget that the bear is actually bigger.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
And if it gets those teeth, like you're thinking the gorilla grabs it and pulls it apart and all that, but it can't really grab onto the bear.
Right.
Because if it grabs it, the bear's going to bite it. If it tries to grab it, it's going to slash it. I think the bear would take it.
Could I get a video of some black bears fighting? Possibly.
I'm definitely going gorilla here, man. I can't. It's just so much smarter.
They say styles make fights. You know what I
evasive.
mean? Like let's watch some bear fight. So they're standing on their hind legs, which I think it would do against the gorilla.
Definitely.
And it's just how can I get onto your neck is
Dude,
what
I
it's
think
trying to do.
I think I've been to that neighborhood and filmed bears there. I'm not even
It's in
joking.
Tennessee. Oh, there's a different one.
No, the one in Florida looked like the one I've been to. Yeah, look
oh
at
my!
that.
The ferocity of the bear is unbelievable,
Dude, it's gnarly.
Because when you see its body shape, you don't go like that thing's super agile. It's not necessarily agile, but it's just
No, I go
so
bear.
ferocious.
I go bear.
gorilla.
Yeah.
Weigh in the comments, because this is, everybody always asks grizzly bear versus gorilla. That's a no-brainer. The grizzly
It's easy.
takes the gorilla in no time flat. But this is a fair fight.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah. All
So
right.
you're not gonna lay down an answer. You're just gonna leave it open ended.
I got convinced. Because I was essentially picturing a gorilla versus a cub.
There's 2 bears humping. I don't know how he found that. Kyle just put 2 bears humping.
That was in his
on
search
screen.
history. It
Yeah.
just came up.
That was from his private photo stash earlier.
Kyle, I believe we have a new game.
Can we play a game?
We
And
do.
Can you give
Let's
us
do
a
a jing.
jingle, you piece of...
Get it up. Whoa.
Nice.
All
Well
right.
timed.
I thought that was part of the jingle. It was so good.
I
Nicely
got it.
done.
I got it. You
What's
know
the
what I mean?
game?
All right, this is kind of a twist on Bizarre Animal of the Week,
Okay.
but this is maybe some animals that you guys maybe know a bit better.
Okay.
It's called Animal Guess Who. I'm going to read 4 statements, and you guys are going to take a guess after each statement about what animal this might be.
Okay, got it.
Shout it out style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Do you have the correct ding and sounds
I have 'em.
available?
Oh, you programmed him in last night after your Red Lobster date?
I got him.
In your
Nice.
studio, Jake.
All
He's
right.
got him, but you guarantee he missed hits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Definitely. All right, first one here. This is an animal, obviously.
Sure.
Okay. I live in animals. Wow.
Mhm.
Nope.
Start again.
I live in places with volcanoes, high altitudes, and very few predators. Volcano, high altitude, very few predators.
Seagull.
Yeah, volcano, high altitude, very few predators. Llama.
Peter?
Goat. Mountain goat.
Jeez, no need.
Yeah.
Mountain goat.
Yeah.
F off.
All right.
What did you say?
Seagull.
Oh,
Technically, I'm correct.
I guess that's-
technically.
yeah. Okay. Next. My fur
win.
is so dense I can't live anywhere too humid.
Alpaca.
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 Oh!
God,
What's
that
the
noise.
other one? There's a third one. There's llamas, alpacas, and the one I never
Camel?
remember.
Guanaco.
Guanaco.
No. Guanaco.
Guanaco.
Thank you.
Nobody remembers
So
that.
don't guess guanaco. I don't think
That
he would
dumb.
have said it unless he's a moron.
Well,
All right. Next. I bathe in dust instead of water to keep my coat clean.
this is ludicrous.
Well, that's a bad idea. You should stop doing that.
to keep your coat clean.
Dust
of
bath.
what? Water? How do you
dust
how do you
bath
clean?
of an animal
Dust bath?
with super dense fur. Oh, wait a minute.
volcanoes.
Think Himalayas now instead of.
I think it's a mink.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a really good guess. I'm going to say ferret because he said mink.
I'll say a meerkat because he said ferret.
Anybody?
It's really ridiculous how many
You guys are on the
buzzers.
right track.
I
getting
need a
close.
size. I need a size hint.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Last one here.
Forrest has
My silky
might
fur.
light
bulbed.
My silky fur was so once
Silky.
prized, it nearly drove me to extinction. Who am I?
a
Now I
stoat.
would have thought. No, it's
No?
not a stoat.
a stonk.
It can't be a stoat.
You can't just say words.
No, a stonk is a thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It is.
No, it might be.
It might be.
What's a stonk? I'm just gonna say mink again and hope
Beaver.
that I'm right.
Beaver.
What was it?
Stonk.
The correct answer. The correct answer is chinchilla.
Oh, we should have got
So
that.
we were on the right.
That's so
fucking-
stupid. too.
You should have got that, biologist.
True, I should have. And I knew that chinchillas were once almost extinct. And I knew that they took dust. I knew all the things in the clothes.
It's hard when you don't have the actual.
I
name,
mean,
though.
I want a multiple choice option.
sometimes.
so You know, you've heard of like a mink coat, right? That was like a thing
yes.
that
Yep.
women did in the 70s and
Yep.
80s.
Mhm.
And then you've heard of a chinchilla
Yeah.
coat, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was-
That's a big thing.
They were a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Chinchillas are like these cute mice.
Yeah,
you
might-
used to be able to get them at Petco.
You-
Do you remember that? I remember you'd
Yeah.
walk
Oh, yeah,
into
I had-
Petco
yeah.
and there was like a hexagonal glass thing with like a grate on top, and you could just pick out your chinchilla and take it home.
I had a friend who had a chinchilla. She kept it in the closet, and I always thought it was like bananas because when you think chinchilla, you think like insane for some reason, like Tasmanian devil. Like when you're a kid, for some reason, I thought a chinchilla was like insane. And she never took it out of like her closet in the cage. And I was like, oh, that's really
Look how
weird.
cute the baby chinchilla is.
By the way, you would have to like cultivate 1,000 of these to make a fur coat.
What am
out
I
of it.
thinking
Yes.
of? Type in chinchilla 90s cartoon. There was like something where he goes, chinchilla!
That's because I said
What
Tasmanian
am I
devil.
thinking of? No, this is
looks
not
like you were
helpful.
maybe watching anime.
Maybe.
Anime.
That would be the first time.
Naked
Doesn't matter.
anime.
Kyle, can you just see what if stonk is a thing?
Stonk is not a
It's
thing.
another word for stocks.
Stonks.
No, not a thing.
That looks real. Look at that guy's head.
All right, next game. Next
I love how
part of the
he's the
game.
representative of what a stonk is. Like he's
But
in every picture.
It's also a big missed opportunity that stonk isn't a word in the English language.
yeah, it should
It's
definitely
fun
be
to
an
say.
animal. Stonk.
It's fun to say.
bonk, stonk,
All right.
bonk, monk.
You want to do another one?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So this is
Desperately.
the second animal. I'm a terrible flyer, but I can run surprisingly fast.
Alligator.
Ostrich. I mean, ostriches can't fly, but I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be an ostrich. Roadrunner. Thought we
Nope.
would have had it between the three of us.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Peter, you technically were correct.
That's right. Technically, I was.
Alligators are very bad at flying.
That is
That's terrible. Terrible.
Okay. Animal 2.
Nope. Fact
Clue
number
2.
2. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
both.
Okay, first clue was terrible flyer, can surprise runs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Can
How
run
many light
surprisingly
strikes has he had?
Okay, second clue.
He's
I
on
make a
second.
sound so obnoxiously loud that it can be heard from over a mile away.
Peacock.
Peacock.
It has to
Oh.
be. I live with them. It's the worst thing in the world. They can't fly.
it's the only
They're
thing
noisy.
I wouldn't have thought of it, so I'm not.
I
taking
would have
credit.
never known if it wasn't for Forrest, so I can't take credit.
Wow.
It had to be a peacock. There's nothing more obnoxious that sucks at flying and is pretty fast
a
at running.
mile away.
Well, anyone who's consistently listened to the bonus pods has been bothered by your peacock.
Try being me. Try living in my house.
dude, if you can hear
no.
a peacock a mile away, I'd like to hear the math about what it sounds like 1 foot away.
You should try it out your bedroom window at like 6 a.m.
So let's say if you can hear a peacock a mile away at 10 decibel. At 1 foot away, it's probably about 3,000 decibels.
That's not how it works because sound waves don't dissipate that fast.
okay.
So
like
I
that
really
insight.
I don't actually understand how any of that works.
I don't know.
What are the last two facts, just
All
for
I
the
know is
people?
they're awful
Last
animals.
two facts. I was once the symbol of ancient royal courts.
There you
Yeah,
go.
and then the
Interesting.
next one's not a fact. Move on.
Wait, what is it?
I have a tail that fans out and glistens in the sun.
It's kind
That's
of
a fact.
It's kind.
What is it,
It's a clue.
glistens?
It's a clue.
Glistens
Yeah.
isn't
It's
a
a clue.
word. It's as bad as stunk.
It's a stunk word. All right, one more. Last one. Here we go.
One more. Jesus.
Everybody's
puberty.
having trouble.
Today's a day.
Okay. It's not like. Let's go.
All right. I can smell you from miles away with my tongue.
Blue tongue skink. Miles away.
That's insane.
Interesting.
What?
It's not a
I have
blue
no
tongue
idea.
skink.
I mean, miles away with
'cause it has
reticulated
tongue.
python.
Just because it has tongue in the name of
Yes.
the animal.
Yep.
Peter, any guess?
You can smell with a tongue. Forest asshole.
Yep, that's probably it. So close. So close.
Next.
Next, my bite doesn't just hurt, but it delivers venom and bacteria that finishes the job slowly.
I know what it is.
I do too.
I know what it is.
All right, I'll take a guess. A bite doesn't just hurt, delivers venom.
Slowly. Slowly is the key.
And bacteria.
Yep.
Brown squirrel.
So close.
I think it's a Komodo dragon.
For sure. For
dude,
sure.
Yes.
I knew it in my head too.
If it
Just didn't know what
hadn't
it was
literally said the word bacteria, I still would be guessing.
Let's do one more.
There's
It's
something
kinda
about
fun.
there's something like when you attribute bacteria and the bite, like even though I couldn't remember what the name of the animal was, like I could
You knew what
picture
it was, yeah,
And
yeah.
then I said squirrel.
Because it's so distinct. By the way, I learned something interesting yesterday. Can we dogleg for
yeah,
1 second?
of course.
I learned yesterday that according to fossil records, Komodo dragons actually first evolved and appeared in Australia,
And where are they now?
in Indonesia.
On Komodo Island.
But the sort of reigning theory, at least among certain scientists, is that Komodo dragons evolved and came to be in Australia and then spread out, and then they were eliminated from Australia and other places and only remained on like Rinca Island, Bintang Flores, Komodo, things like that.
Mm.
Which I mean, Australia is gnarly enough. Like to think that they used to have Komodo dragons there is insane.
So is it the same Komodo dragon, or did they continue their evolution once they reached Indonesia? Or was it too recent?
I'm
Did you say
sure
Indonesia?
they would have, had
I
like
might have.
insular gigantism and dwarfism and things like that. So they would have changed a little bit, but I think it was basically the same animal.
So is it the rafting theory? Because they're not capable of doing that swim.
I don't
is
think
it?
it's rafting. I think it probably would have been, where the land breaks up.
Do they swim at
yeah.
all? Can they swim in the water? Or do they not
the
go in there?
juveniles can for sure, but certainly not thousands of miles to
Yeah, yeah.
Indonesia. Yeah,
Of course, yeah. You could catch a ride on like a floating log,
Yeah.
a
Where's the
drift.
boat?
Oh, look
Oh,
at
there's-
that.
oh,
There's a big
wow.
one swimming.
That
Excellent.
is an
I mean, if
awesome
you were just
video.
having a lovely snorkel and you're kind of looking down at the fish, and then you kind of come up just to
and
see
that
you.
thing's just
That's
like
a sea monster in
so
that case.
cool. So cool.
Look at the way it swims
It's,
too.
it almost
got a
looks like a
seal-like
seal.
quality.
Dude, I was just going to say it looks like a seal.
Like if you were way up on a drone and you saw that and it was just like
Oh,
the
it'd look
outline,
insane.
you'd definitely be like, "Oh, let's zoom in on that seal."
It would look insane.
Dude,
Yeah.
it looks so mean in the face. It's like a terrifying animal.
They're pretty sweet. Don't poke it with a stick. I see one.
We ran into one in Australia that was really surprising.
Wait, like in the
Oh
wild?
no, yeah, at Ballarat,
Yeah.
right? Or no,
Sanctuary
the
or
other
something?
one,
No, it was Ballarat.
Ballarat. Yeah, We went to a wildlife sanctuary, and it was basically all native Australian animals and then one giant Komodo dragon.
Wow.
And the very pretty young girl who guided us around was like, do you want to go meet it? And I was like, you're like 95 pounds. You should go nowhere near this animal. And we just like walked in. She was like tickling it on the chin and
Oh
stuff.
my
Yeah,
God.
totally.
Crazy.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Well, that was a fun game.
All right. Comment whether you think black bear or mountain gorilla
Yeah.
would win
Yeah.
in a fight.
Yep.
We're going to pick a random person and put them on the subscription so they can get the 4 bonus pods every month.
That's
That's
it.
right. Yeah.
You can
6
subscribe on
ad-free
Spotify.
pods. That's
Yeah.
right.
What
And
else?
get yourself some Light Strike. Welcome to the pod.
Do
New
it.
sponsor, Light Strike.
I'm
You
gonna do
finished yours.
I'm gonna do a thing right now. It's not the normal thing, but I just want to let everybody know. If you're signed up to Patreon and you signed up through an iPhone or an Apple device where you went through the App Store, cancel your subscription and go on through your desktop and sign up through there, because Apple now takes a bunch of money from Patreon, which takes a bunch of money from us, because they're dickheads. No, I mean, in my opinion. So just cancel it through iOS, the App Store, Apple App Store. Go to the web browser, do it. Go to wildtimes.club
Nice.
wildtimes.club/info for all those links. And you know what? Hit that music, Kyle, because I like porn music.
No problems here. No
Nice.
problems here.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
It's
Nice.
very porny.
Nice.
I like our music.
5 years of that music.
I like that.